Oh, perfect disguise. Actually, when he's trying on the glasses, those are like the funniest parts of the movie for me. And he's just legit really stalking her and creeping her the fuck out. He legit blends into a Halloween store or like a Halloween haunt and everything. He just looks like another guy. So he runs into that cashier. Actually, sort of, the guy threatens him, "Hey man, get out of here before I fuck you up." And Art's like, "All right, I'm closing on the store," and then hatchet in your head. The mother monster went after her, broke her fall, and then popped up and killed Justin Long. Like, finally, yes. This guy was a real piece of shit and raped his co star on a TV show, man. What a guy, right? And he got one of the most gruesome deaths, like Michael Myers, dude. Like, he got the thumbs in the eyes and then his head squashed. The Skarsgård kill was so cool too because we had no idea what the hell was going on, not in the marketing or anything. Then holy shit, he's getting his head beaten by like a braless, hanging titty, inbred monster creature. This next death is the one that hurt. Oh man, Dewey finally got killed. He went to go be a hero and went to the hospital to try to save Tara and went back to go finish off Ghostface, and it didn't happen. He got stabbed to death and he drowned in like a pool of his own blood. And very sad, dude. Biggest impact of the year too, man. I hate to see him go. Hey man, Terrifier 2's gotta have more than one spot in here because so many parts were so cool. I can't pick just one. Come on. And it's like him bringing the head out to everybody and they all thought it was a prop. It was so funny and hilarious. I didn't know who that was initially at first, but yeah, he slit the eye, so it was like, oh, that's definitely the mom. And one of the kids, whoa, my candy's sticky. Oh man, she stabs him in the affected hand. And here's the big old kitchen thing. Oh man, and stabbed him in his good hand. So now he's sort of pinned down and oh, Lori's got the best of him right there. And then she took off Michael's mask. That's more for us because we're like, yeah, Lori, we saw you do that in H2O when it wasn't him. But now you go, all right, dude, that's him for sure, not a paramedic. Then Michael rips his good hand actually like in half and still has enough grip strength with like a half flipper hand until Allison comes and saves the day and breaks his arm because you're like, oh man, they were so close to both dying in that moment, which we thought could be an ending. Then they chose to sort of bleed Michael from everywhere, make sure Michael sort of bleeds out, and there you go, dude. 44 years and after the original, and that's how he ends. I wonder what's going to happen to that Max. Allison goes, hey, he's not dead enough. You're like, not dead enough? Oh, you mean we got to tie him to the roof of our car, drive him around town like a parade of, hey, look, we finally killed Michael Myers. Hey, mob, let's all get the whole town over to the junkyard and throw Michael's body into the car compactor. And here comes the big twist. What? Julia Stiles is in on it. Wow, the first one had a twist, and this is like a twisty twist. Julia Stiles confesses, like, hey, I'm crazy too. And you know what happened to the original Esther? I threw her down that well, just like we gotta help each other out and throw this detective down this well. To me, this movie's definitely overhated for some reason, but it has its good parts like, alright man, you try anything, you're canceled. Cancel me for what? That bus scene was legendary. Wow, and this one is like probably a medal. This is probably my favorite kill of this whole movie, right? He's cutting her, and the camera goes from inside the bus to outside the bus, and her half falls over and her guts fills out. Awesome. Gotta mention Gordy's home, man. I love seeing chimps versus humans. And we got that like in Not of a Planet of the Apes movie. I like that guy coming out too. And he's sort of like, hey, take it easy, Gordy. I thought he was brave at first and then rewatched it like, oh no, man, he was just trying to get out of there. And like I said, I would box that ape or try to blind him or something. I don't know. I just loved it. She goes back to the theater, sees the projectionist, has sex with him for real this time. He comes back to the house, she gets all pissed off, boom, stabs him with a pitchfork. That's like her favorite, that's her go-to weapon. And stabs him right in the mouth. Now you gotta ditch his car in the lake too, but hey man, thank goodness you have like a man-eating alligator. That's what you train him for. Hey, go eat this dead body for me. Just ring the dinner bell. From the very beginning, we saw, oh, yeah, there's two bodies like inside the house by the front door and one like 10 yards further away. That one 10 yards away ended up being, boom, Pearl. She got her head run over right before Maxine's like, all right, I'm going to do some cocaine and I'm out of here. What's so neat about that is Mia Goth played both roles, so in essence, she was the one running over her own head. Crazy to think about it. Crazy how they shot all that sort of stuff. She actually contemplates like, alright man, I guess I'll try to kill somebody or something, but she doesn't really go through with it. It's almost like she murders somebody, but it's like one of those crazy visions, like her sister's head falling off. I mean, we seen them die, but like her sister didn't die, her head didn't actually fall off. That was just a crazy thing, like the demon was like, yeah, fooled you. Amber Wind had one of the best ghost face reveals ever. Just took out the gun and shot her. Like, whoa, that shook everybody. Because usually the ghost face tells you their plan, doesn't kill anybody. No, she's, boo, shock you, I'm here. She must have been on some drugs too or something because she did that to Chad. The predator net makes its return and oh, so cool. So like captured on the other side of a log and even ate the log and the guy too. Dang, now he's just going off. He's actually slicing people, throwing them, throwing his boomerang and everything. And this guy actually tries to help out his friend. Hey, man, get off him. But, oh, right here, dude, this is showboating. He had to throw it up in the air and catch it. And this is probably one of the better kills in the whole movie, too. A shield, dude, right through him and the tree. It shows how powerful it is, and he just gives that little, like, Michael Myers head tilt, too. Corey's settling all his grudges and everything. He's like, oh yeah, that DJ talked a little shit to me and Allison. Darcy, the mailbag lady, actually gets killed in the background here, if you notice. See, look at that. It's sort of blurry, but yeah, that's a death. And first of all, they were playing the Cramps throughout this whole scene, which I love. And now I'm convinced that he does have Michael Myers' strength because of that mask. Because just beating his face a couple of times like that on the turntable actually swelled up that guy's face enough, cut off his tongue, and you're like, man, see, there you go, dude. That is Michael Myers' strength right there. And she doesn't give him the candy, so you're like, oh man, maybe that's why she got the most brutal death out of everybody. Maybe if she just gave the candy, he would have left her alone. And I mean, it's brutal. It's the most brutal death I've ever seen in a theater in my life, man. It's like, oh my God. He tortured her like drug cartels with doctors torture people. It's brutal. You probably don't ever have to see that scene ever again.